What up, peoples? I'm coming on today. Just see, got a question for you. Who out amongst us, I'm revealing my age here. Who remembers the Dolemite movies? Movies about Rudy Ray Moore. Who remembers those movies? Now, before I get to how I came to see him, I got to give a little bit of backstory on this one because it wouldn't make sense if I didn't. But between myself, my older brother, my older cousin, it was three things we used to chill out with and hang out and did a lot of. That was video games, wrestling, and movies. And so we would he would be we would go over to my cousin's house, he would come over our house, and we'd be up all times of the night watching movies, playing video games, or watching wrestling. One of those three. Now, for me, my big thing was video games. That was my thing. I was good at it, especially the fighting games. I would just mop the floor with them. My brother was dope at the sports games. I mean, it was unreal, and wrestling was his big thing. So, I mean, my brother knew about obscure wrestling stuff in the 90s. I'm talking like in the 90s where, it wasn't really no internet like that. So I don't know how he found out or knew about the stuff he knew about, but he did. My cousin did too. That's how he introduced us to ECW, because he found out about that. I don't know how they managed to get these VHS tapes. I don't know how or where they got them from. And another thing that was my thing too was I was good with I used to do the movie, especially the anime movies, mostly the Dragon Ball Z movies, because I had the VHS of those movies, and I used to have to order them and hope that it wasn't about somebody sketchy, and I ended up getting my money taken, because when you're making minimum wage, any amount is a lot. But anyway, my cousin came over that day, and we decided to watch the Dolemite movies, all of them. And I mean, I'm talking all of them, back to back to back. I must say, not a fan. Not a fan. I get what it was for the culture, and I get what it was, for that time period. But looking at it as a movie, man, I couldn't stand them things. Bo, if you watch this, I hated the movies. I hated them. But I mean, when Dolemite's doing his karate on people, he's just saying his random weird phrases. I'm already out the movie anyway. But when he said that, I'm completely done. Another thing, when my man decided, I forget which movie it was. I don't know if it was the second or third one or the first one even. I don't know. But when he decided to jump down that hill, he just dove down the hill, rolled down it. I'm like, he paused it mid-movie. He broke the fourth wall. Which was unheard of and hilarious, but at the same time, I'm like, what? He dove down the hill, rolled till he got to the bottom of it. I'm like, what am I watching? I'm a teenager looking at it. It's like, what am I looking at? And what really took me out, it was like, these are some of the worst things I've ever seen, was when he supposedly got shot and he had on a bulletproof vest. Dolemite took the vest off. He took it off. It looked like he took off a piece of aluminum foil, folded over a vest, like a vest you wear with a suit. He just peeled it off. I'm like, why are you peeling the vest? He opened it this way. Like, what are you? It was, and I mean, it was not a lot of detail. There wasn't no bullets in the vest, no nothing. I mean, come on, it's the 70s. I'm expecting too much from that. But I couldn't get with the movies. There was so much underacting and overacting at the same time. And it was torture watching them. It was absolute torture watching Dolemite. Now, again, the Rudy Ray Moore, the real guy, hey, it was phenomenal what he did with what he had. I mean, that's incredible. However, I don't like the movies. Okay, I don't like the Dolemite movies. None of them at all.